Alright, so this should be the last trial day, because when I had to look up the guide for that one thing I got stuck on, it said that there were 2 trial parts. So let's make it happen. Let's get it done. Mr. Falls, I'm sorry. I want to say thanks, you're real good, you really hooked me up. Thanks, we're almost there, once I prove that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we gotta get past. Obstacle? I just realized, by the way, that, like they did not try at all to hide that this is Godot. He's even got the same earrings. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of info. Information, right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy was on death row for. Zebra Boy. I didn't do nothing, I didn't kill nobody, I never lie. Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. Every day? You dream of it every day? Every day? This picture, it reminds me everything. It reminds me everything. It should be reminds me of everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Oh, I think that he just talks in, like, somewhat broken English. Like it could fall apart any minute. So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Ha! Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It true, I did kidnap her 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Either Dahlia's lying about her age, or you kidnapped a 14-year-old. You were dating a 14-year-old, or you're not, you know. Your Honor, I changed my mind. My client did it. Lock him up. Lock him up. He's to blame. It was his fault. Your girlfriend, huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name. Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister. What? Are you serious? The girl, let her go. Your Honor, I think that Terry is to blame. I think that Terry should be killed. Shut up, come closer and I kill her. 20-year-old dating a 14-year-old. Die in a fire, Terry. Die in a fire. Sorry, but you're not gonna get the chance. Bro, look at this. Look, you're just looking at them. It looks terrible. Look at how huge and buff this guy is and how tiny that girl looks. No! No! This is so much worse than the circus troupe thing. Oh my goodness, this is awful. I hate this. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong! No protect sister. Valerie betray me, betray us. What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies, all make-believe, kidnapping too. A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. No! No! Die! Die! Dahlia! Mia, pull out a gun and shoot him! Kill this man! Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. It's a lot worse than that! I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says. Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by, yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too. Valerie was in on it? Dahlia's family rich, jewelry business, we get 1 jewel, that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note, we send her that. Kidnap note is another, like, I know that that's a kidnap note is important with the, we have a card called Kidnap Note in the anime villainous thing we're doing, so I know that that's an important piece. Yeah, I also know what that diamond looks like because we have a card for that in anime villainous. So yeah, I know that this is, like, insanely important. Remember this game was made in, like, 2006? I don't know how to explain this to you, but even in 2006, it is not okay for a 20-year-old to be dating a 14-year-old. That hasn't changed in the past 2 decades. Ask for $2 million diamond, tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer because she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright? In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, eh? Yeah, but that woman. That woman, Valerie, she'd do it for real. She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. Well, yeah, probably because you were a 20-year-old trying to get it on with her 14-year-old sister, you freak! I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she'd jump in river. She should have shot you again. She should have double tapped. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you? I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out, wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me. That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. Okay, but there's another twist to this because Dahlia is alive and pretending to be Melissa. These 5 years, all I wonder is why? I think maybe it's because you're a child predator. Maybe that was why. I think that's probably a reasonable possibility. I would lie to get you thrown in prison, to be honest. Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her? You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forgot what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why'd you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth, that's all. So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, zebra boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls. Where is it? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. Huh? You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone with Dahlia. With Dahlia? She was holding it. That day on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia. Gone forever. Why does Dahlia want to steal this diamond if it's her family's property? Her family is rich and has a diamond business? Why does Dahlia want to steal something worth money? Into Eagle River. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back in now. We're about ready to go. Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her. My sweet Dahlia. They never found her. Swallowed by river, gone. Dahlia, my teen angel, died. I want to kill you. I want you to die. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14? Die! Die in a fire! 14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds? Mia, do not defend this man. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. Man, oh man. Angels these days. Falls takes the fall. I get it. His name is Falls. And gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really, It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now. You bet. $2 million gem used as ransom for Dahlia lost to Eagle River 5 years ago. Or was it? The training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. How many cups of coffee are you on, by the way? How many more do I have before the end of the case? Asking for a friend. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Your Honor, I would like to move that my client is guilty on like 8 different counts. Can I add some more criminal charges, in fact? Witness, are you feeling better? Yes, Your Honor, I'll try my best. You're a brave young lady. Not this again. I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. That she is now, idiot. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? Certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Fey, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course, I think. Ha! You're still acting as tame as a kitten. Mr. Armando, listen. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Ah, you got this saying from Godot, huh? And then you passed it to Phoenix, okay. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge? Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why. I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true. I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Melissa Foster's history. I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl, I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile. You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case. I'm on it. Melissa Foster's history. Alright, punk. I'm gonna save the game real quick to be safe. So what country were you living in then? We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed, it was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home alone. To Civil War? What? I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification. Very convenient. What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press for details? Absolutely. Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in? Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case. I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne. Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we just add what you've stated to the official testimony? Yes, please, Mr. Judge. Okay, so this is probably something I'm gonna have to call you on. Naturally, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. Okay, I'm gonna have to catch you on this somehow. You didn't know either person? Are you certain of that? Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people. Oh well, that can't be helped. Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth? First time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct? Yes, it really was a coincidence. I don't know about that. Hold it. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors, picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing. You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to. Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess. What a weirdo. Didn't know you were such a goth! By the way, what's the name of your college? Prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent. Thank you, she's really gone too far. Miss Fey, you're treading on thin ice. I hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's... Unfortunately, Miss Fey, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that? The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at the time, an officer showed her this photo. It seems like a rather serious mistake. Ha! That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book. That's not fair. That wicked inmate, I'll never be able to forget that horrible day. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified, yada yada. A grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death. Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well. What do you mean by that? Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is all kind of forgetful. Always press harder. Always. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right? Should you know that? Should you know that? No, I mentioned it at the end of the last case, didn't I? Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, he probably would have tried to kill me. It's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Add it to the testimony. What could go wrong? Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why Enough, witness, if you would. My pleasure, Mr. Judge. Okay, so we have 2 moments where she added to the testimony. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. What do you mean by lucky? Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I'd accidentally worn a white scarf like he said, then you yourself might have been killed. That would have been a terrible loss for this world. Ha! Looks like you pressed too hard this time, kitten. Mr. Armando, keep looking around you and you're gonna lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk. Okay, so I guess that I was wrong to do that. You knew about that incident, but weren't you out of the country until the year before last? Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history. So you were still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right? Yes. Can't let her get away with these lies. Listen to me, she's neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow you're just gonna have to get her to show the court her true self. So I have to somehow link her to... How am I gonna do that, though? I have to link her to these somehow. I don't see how I'm gonna do that. Dahlia Hawthorne deceased. Yeah, right. Valerie's younger sister, victim of the kidnap and murder, fell from bridge, no body found. Oh, you don't say. And yet, Melissa Foster. I have to prove that you're Dahlia Hawthorne. What, so we added this statement and we added this statement. No, wait, yeah, this one? Yeah. So it's gotta be one of these two. I don't see what I can do here to get to prove that she's with the, whatchamacallit. But Diego was saying that I can't really do anything on this one. Push on this again? What do you mean by lucky? February, wearing scars. If I had worn a white scarf like he said, you might have gotten yourself killed. Looks like you pressed too hard this time. Keep looking around, you're gonna lose sight of the finish. The game makes it sound like they really want me to push something here. But I don't know what. 4:30, that bridge, wear white scarf for identification, talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Well, this contradicts, like, the story of, like, Dahlia dying and all, because, Valerie right here says that you should talk to Dahlia. But that's not really what I'm trying to do here. I probably later on we have to be like, how could Dahlia be dead if this note says, talk to Dahlia? Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss. Okay, it has to be one of the two statements that we had added. So I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. I don't think I have any proof that says if she did or did not know the defendant. I don't think. Which means the other one that we added, unless they're both just red herrings, which would be, like, really mean of the devs. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. He does say to wear a white scarf here. But this scarf is blue. Right, earlier in the case, there was mention of like, oh, this scarf isn't actually white. And it was like, oh, it was probably just the closest thing she had or whatever. But does Dahlia know that? Does Dahlia know about this note and that it says white scarf specifically? Did we tell her that? I don't think that she should know about this note. I think. I am so smart. It's true Mr. Falls did give instructions to Valerie Hawthorne about their meeting. The note that she left said, wear white scarf for identification. Yes, what about it? Isn't it obvious? Doesn't it strike you as odd? That note was a secret piece of evidence. How is it that the witness knows about it? Classic. I feel like this is probably the thing that they do the most in the game, where the witness will say something that they shouldn't know yet, and that's how you catch them. I feel like we catch people with this in, like, almost every case, or every other case. Order, it's odd, isn't it? Yeah, can I order some more water? I'm almost out. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, did you show top secret evidence to the witness? Your Honor, I certainly never gave anyone permission to do such a thing. In that case, the only way the witness could have known, just a moment. Of course I didn't know about the note. It's just, I saw it when it happened, with my own eyes. She was wearing a blue scarf, you moron. When the victim went to see the killer, she used her own scarf to signal him. That's why I assumed that the signal was a white scarf. Suppose that makes sense. Come on, Mia, you can't let her weasel out of it that easily. Witness, sorry, but your explanation isn't gonna work here. But why? It's true, that's what I saw. Impossible. There's no way you could have seen the victim use a white scarf to signal because this scarf is blue! You've said several times in your testimony the victim was wearing a scarf. A white scarf, correct? Yes, is something wrong? I love the hair flip. Mia is great. That's what I'd like to know, Miss Foster. Have a look at this. It's the victim's scarf. Sure, people would disagree about what to call this color. However, it's definitely aquamarine. It certainly is not white. You knew what the note said. She knew the contents of the note. No! It says wear a white scarf for identification. That's the reason why you said it was white. Well, Miss Foster? No! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one, the person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yup. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... Am I supposed to say Dahlia here? Or am I supposed to say Melissa here? It's definitely one of them. I mean, I know that Melissa is Dahlia, is the thing. But if I say that it's Melissa, she's just gonna be like, how could I know? How could I have possibly known that? Or whatever. Doesn't, wait, the note says Dahlia, doesn't it? Yeah, talk to... Okay, so I think I'm supposed to show Dahlia here. Take that! I wish they got a better voice for Mia for this game. It does not fit her personality, I think. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there. What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne? Miss Fey must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean? Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls. Objection! You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off of Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead. But according to Valerie, she isn't, and Valerie's the one who testified. But the fact remains her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she'd be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are. Even you couldn't. Miss Fey, you're not saying! But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Ha! Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. What is this analogy, Godot? I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Witness, just who are you anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean you've been committing perjury? How does Edgeworth have a job? Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Ha! Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But, I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but well, as you can see. Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder. Really, Miss Fey, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you? Please let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Yeah, whatever, loser. Miss Fey must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. I'm inclined to not give the benefit of the doubt to someone who hid who they were for 5 years and then used a fake name when, being a witness and committing perjury. Miss Fey, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing your beloved sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me. Ha! I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. Ah, that wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ha! What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. Ah, I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No, you've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Alright, obviously Godot has played Persona 4. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me. Ah, the rashness of youth, how charming. This coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Fey. Uh-oh. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? To get the diamond, presumably. Take that. What is this? Is this the defense's idea of a joke? If so, I certainly don't get the punchline. Well, Miss Fey. Oh, that was the rashness of use. Oh, that's wrong? What is your point in furthering such a stereotype? That witness stayed hidden for 5 years, kitten. Must be a good reason for that. Somehow it must involve Valerie Hawthorne. One more time, you gotta read... Wait, what? Let's not waste any more time. Okay, what am I missing here? Well, we have to get this right, and I can't save the game. We have to talk to Dahlia, tell her the whole truth must come out. Dahlia didn't want the truth to come out. Okay, it's gotta be this. I hope. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. Okay, different dialogue. We got it. All right. I was a little hasty saying the diamond immediately. That's my bad. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. This has been a hard trial, by the way. This has been like the hardest trial in the 3rd game so far, I think. It says talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. The whole truth? There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. Objection! A terrific story, Miss Fey. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fey. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. Wait a minute, I'm going to save again in case they tell me to present something again. Because we're super low on health. There's only one important secret that connects them all. The diamond! Okay, I showed the diamond too early. Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things. Oh, I'm gonna play out the kidnapping and prove that she, like, jumped off herself or something. Such is the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Very well, I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? Oh my, this Canadian nonsense. Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Yeah, also your womanly wiles are nothing compared to Mia's anyway, so. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. I can't, like, speed up the dialogue there for some reason. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. At 14, you decided to do that? The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fey? Yes, Your Honor. As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. Ha! If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up, we've still got that info, that ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. It's that Dahlia was holding the diamond. The fact that the kidnapping was staged. Never mind, it's that it was staged. That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby. I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by? Yeah, me and Dahlia and Valerie too. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. That's her secret. It's always fake. Alright, save the game again in case they do punish me for just hitting L1, which I hate. Hold it! Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship? Yes, as a tutor. You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me. That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. He probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see. Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls. Did I hear him right? Did you just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? He is not. Ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. $2 million? It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk. A $2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that. The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual. By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape. There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety. What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is. Yeah, right. It was all your plan. Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and... after she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage. Yes, but actually, that saved my life. What do you mean? You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large bloodthirsty grin. Bloodthirsty grin? Oh. And in the next instant... okay. I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped for my family's money again. And that's why you hid your identity? Yes. I only told my sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Yes, she's the only one who knew about me. Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years. I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right? Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of. That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible. She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you? You think I killed her? There's no way I could. It's the moment of truth for this witness, too. Once the truth about the staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is. I've just got to prove that kidnapping was a hoax. Okay, I had no idea how to prove this was a hoax. Words. $2 million gem used as ransom lost at Eagle River 5 years ago. Melissa Foster took the witness photo with this as a... okay, the camera shouldn't be relevant anymore because we're talking about 5 years ago now. Same thing about this. This shouldn't be relevant anymore. The victim's note shouldn't be relevant anymore. The witness's photo shouldn't be relevant anymore. Do I have any relevant evidence? The scarf shouldn't be relevant? The Dusky Bridge map is still relevant, I guess. I don't know how I would use it here, but I mean, the map is the same as it's always been. The autopsy report isn't relevant. Okay, wait, what is actually relevant? Is it just the Dusky Bridge map and the diamond? Is there, like, all of this other stuff is about the current case, not the case 5 years ago. I guess this could still be relevant because it's Valerie talking about the whole truth coming out, but I imagine that Dahlia is trying to say that the truth is that she's still alive. Valerie's younger sis, victim of it, fell from bridge, nobody found, dubbed a genius, college student, witnessed and photographed, homicide detective, yada yada. Ransom price was raw diamond, my sister, yada yada. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge. Well, wait a minute, this has to be a lie. That Mr. Falls tried to kill her, because he didn't try to kill her. This is a straight up lie. Wait a minute, what is a lie and what isn't a lie? 5 years ago, she was kidnapped. She was, but it was staged. Ransom price was a diamond. Correct. Valerie brought it to the bridge. Correct. After the exchange, she shot Falls in the arm. Also correct, I believe. I think that's what Terry said. That's when Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge. Incorrect. Dahlia jumped. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. That's not what you were afraid, presumably. I don't know. Decided to change my identity and start a new life. You did do that, presumably. So this is the lie. That Terry tried to push her off and kill her. But I don't know how to prove that. What happens when I push you on this again? I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. When Mr. Falls was shot in the arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large bloodthirsty grin. Look at this picture. They do this a lot, where like the layout of the picture is important. If you turned and ran from that thing, he would have pushed you at where that break is. Bloodthirsty grin, and in the next instant. That doesn't match up with this cutscene, though. That cutscene, it shows her falling off the edge, not through the gap. I advise the court to remember the river is 18 feet deep, yada yada, strong simmer, I was knocked out, came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day, the crumbling bridge, nowhere to run, then just one little shove from behind, and that was it. The fact that you're saying behind, I think, is a lie. One little shove from behind. How do I prove that you, like, weren't shoved from behind? Because you said that twice. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. She never would have been able to catch you. She was too far away. Also, this is all a lie. It's gotta be something here. I wish I had more health. How do I prove that you're lying about this? I don't think I can present any of the people. So it's gotta be evidence. Attorney's badge is pointless. Valerie's autopsy is pointless. The bridge map, maybe? I mean, if you look at where the bridge map is, if she was pushed behind, like she's saying, she would land on the rocks there. She wouldn't land in the water. But the cutscene that shows her falling shows her landing in water from, like, the way that she fell. But I think the fact that she's saying from behind is the lie. So maybe Dusky Bridge map is what I'm supposed to show? This shouldn't be relevant at this point. The scarf is definitely not relevant. The victim's note might be relevant, but I don't see how it would help here. This isn't relevant anymore. The camera isn't relevant. Like, and then I don't know how using the die mode here. The only thing I have, like, at all that I can even use as evidence is the Dusky Bridge map, because it's the only thing that's still relevant to this. Okay, yeah. It's just the only piece of evidence that means anything. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true, I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it, it was Mr. Falls. I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you'd have claimed. Okay, yeah, I was right. You would have fallen onto the rocks. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. You played idiot. Ah! Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. Edgeworth, are you for real? But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Ugh. Yo, Edgeworth, you suck at your job, bro. You're right. If the events occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You see, Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? Yeah, do you accept that lie? Now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious. Order! Order in the court! It seems Miss Fey's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Objection!
Objection! Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Fey's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. How is it impossible? Ridiculous? What's so impossible about it? Is it about to ask me for evidence? I should save again. Because I don't know where Mia is going with this. But I timed that perfectly. Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. It does? So it is flawed that Terry could have pushed her off the edge. How? How is it flawed? Oh, it's because this suspension bridge is like a net. She would have been caught by all the wires and would have just held on. Like, look at how roped up this bridge is. It must be that. Could it be something else? Well, it definitely can't be that. It definitely can't be that. There's, like, no other option. Yo, this game is really easy when you only have, like, 5 pieces of evidence that could possibly be the answer. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. The music that plays when you ruin Edgeworth's career as soon as it begins! It would be impossible to push someone off from there. No! But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. Yeah, but Dahlia didn't testify that she was lifted and thrown, idiot. Also, his arm was shot. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Flaws had been shot, or Falls. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Ah! And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. Duh! So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That's clearly impossible. Ugh! Order! Order! Why haven't I gotten my pancakes yet? What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this? Was that the growling lion noise from Tigray? Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun in handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river? Is this the diamond? The witness is still alive. Hold up, save. I've got to present the diamond at some point. The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of Eagle River. For the diamond. She didn't want to share it, at least not with Falls. Probably not Valerie either. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. Ah! No, it can't be! Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was gonna keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. Bang. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Oh, that's her evil pose. Why, that's simply ridiculous! Order! Order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? Edgeworth has clearly never watched anime. This woman is a demon, and there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then? You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was gonna tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Get bodied, idiot. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness, is that you? You amuse me, woman, Miss Mia Fey, all caps. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, and one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that. Well, Miss Fey? I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey, are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertions made by the defense. Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? I feel the need to save. That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Ha! Without evidence, the trial is over. Who decided that? Yo. Diego is a fan of, he's a fan of Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. Respect? I respect it. Mr. Armando. Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? Oh, we can have Terry testify? On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who's the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? It's gotta be Terry. You're dead. You're irrelevant. You're irrelevant. You're testifying now. You're irrelevant. You're testifying now. There's only one person. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls. The defendant? There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. How the heck are we gonna do this? Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me. Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million. That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia? Dahlia? Did you betray me? 5 years ago she promised never ever betray each other. Terry. Dahlia. It's true. It's true, you are alive. You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad. Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you. I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry. Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Oh, this is the end, huh? Witness! Ah! I'm sorry, I apologize. Ah, water, please, water. Can't talk, need water. Ha! Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than heck itself. Ugh. Alright, here we go. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Fey. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Fey, please proceed with your cross-examination. Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence? Why has he been on a death sentence for 5 years and he's not dead yet? There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten, I think. Who Terry Falls saw. So I have to prove that it was Dahlia on the bridge, not Valerie. Save up. I don't know if they're going to punish me for just hitting L1. Hold it! According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you? It was raining, already dark too. You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes. Mr. Falls, Eagle Mountain, that spot, strong, strong memories. Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct? Yeah, I like waiting, I'm used to it. Sure he is, Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of the eye. I never put no body in that car. You watched the car the whole time? You were watching the car? That bridge, other side is broken, nobody can come from there. So I was watching car. What else were you expecting him to do? Suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling, a contradiction. Okay, so this is where the contradiction is, that he was watching the car? I wonder what's on the other side of the broken bridge anyway. No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it. Anyway, nobody came, no car, nothing. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain it was Valerie Hawthorne? I'd never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remembered her face. Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification? Sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie. We talked, then she left. What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Falls. Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied, got me the death penalty. And were you satisfied with that answer, witness? Dahlia died. It was my fault, but I don't really remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her in. It doesn't matter anymore. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel dead, please die in a fire. You just saw that she isn't dead. After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do. That woman, it wasn't Dahlia. Stop right there. What more needs to be said? Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever is necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls? I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her. Mr. Falls, even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess. Okay, so she said that the contradiction was this one? You were watching the car. That bridge, other side is broken. Nobody can come from there, so I was watching car. What else were you expecting him to do? Suppose that's the obvious thing to do. Something's bothering me. I'm getting the feeling, a contradiction. I wonder what's on the other side of the bridge. No one lives there. Small shrine. Nobody came, no car, nothing. Okay. So this is the contradiction. I have to prove that he wasn't watching the car? Because that's gonna maybe prove that Dahlia could have put the body in the car or something when he wasn't looking? How do I prove that? Isn't he looking the other way? Yeah, he's not looking at the... So wait. Dahlia got there pretending to be Valerie. And you had her walk past you on the bridge and then turn to her? Why? This shows that you're pointed away from the car, at least. Although I don't know if that's gonna prove anything. This is Valerie being in the car after being murdered by her sister. What a horrible family to have. Well, once again, I have, like, no evidence to work with. I think the only thing that can really be relevant here is the witness's photo, because it shows that his back is to the car. And then the Dusky Bridge map, because we've used the Dusky Bridge map like 47 times in this case. It's probably gotta be one of them. Well, 50-50. Let's go. I am the king of coin flips. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge, you're sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. Huh? What? Oh, I'd love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fey. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo, it's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? Okay, so it's not that his back is to the thing, it's that... So the thing I said about, like, why did you let her walk past you when you got to the bridge was the actual answer. Okay, okay. But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go, a special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, we and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love. A memento? 5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. Oh my goodness, it's the bottle necklace that Phoenix is gonna eat in a couple of months. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on a necklace is your memento. It's quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock, but he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. Ugh. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No! Get wrecked, Edgeworth. Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Ugh. Huh? Mr. Falls? Oh, you just coughed blood? Oh, did you drink what was in the bottle and it's poison and you're dying now? That's enough. Please. Witness? I promised her 5 years ago if it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink the bottle. You dumb idiot. No, stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess. I was stupid, couldn't keep promise. So I did it, I drank this. No, we're so close, just a little more. I was gonna prove your innocence. No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again. Mr. Falls! Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee. What a great final line. Mr. Falls! Alright, I'm gonna be the one to say it, chat. I'm gonna be the one to say it. Deserved. Deserved. He was basically a child predator. Deserved. I'm not afraid to say it. And so my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with the wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought it'd never heal. Really? I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. Yeah, get over it, Edgeworth. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable. That witch. Mr. Armando. We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Mia. Oh my goodness, Godot's theme music at this of all moments. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. Is he gonna smack? Oh my goodness, blood! Godot goes so hard! The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. Why is Phoenix in the hospital? 1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Oh yeah, when Doug died. Doug, no! Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was... guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Alright, and that's the end of Turnabout Beginnings.